Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Wednesdays with Wendy, where we make small business ownership less stressful, one step at a time. Today, we're still talking about 1099s. They are due to your contractors and the IRS by January 31st. That is in 10 days. So, if you have not done 1099s, if you haven't looked back to see if you need to send any out, now is the time to be doing that. You don't want to miss the deadline. There's penalties for filing them late. Yeah, and we don't want that. All right, we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to give you one quick tip for how to send out less 1099s next year. Before we get to that, though, if you are just seeing me for the first time, my name is Wendy Kane. I'm the owner of Kane Accounting and Financial Coaching. I do bookkeeping and payroll for independent contractors and small businesses so that you can have peace at tax time and throughout the rest of the year. Okay, let's see. First of all, shout out to everybody who was at George's Majestic Lounge last night for the Hive networking event. That was my first Hive event to attend. I met lots of wonderful people and had a really great time. It is just phenomenal to me how large the entrepreneurial and small business community is here in Northwest Arkansas. It is just really awesome because growing up, I never no one in my family owned a business. We were never the business owners, and I just never knew anyone who really made a living by owning a small business. And now, not only am I making a living owning a small business, all of my clients are doing the same thing. And I've met hundreds of people who are also, this is how they feed their families, it's how they pay their mortgage. They have a small business. It's just so awesome to be a part of this community. Okay, one quick tip, 1099s. So you have to send a 1099 to any contractor that you have paid $600 or more. That's the general rule. There are exceptions after exceptions after exceptions. And the last few years, the rules they've kind of muddied them up, which makes for a real fun January for some of us. So here is a tip. If you can, if you have the option, pay your contractor with a debit card or a credit card. Debit card and credit card transactions are not required to be reported on a 1099 NEC, the ones that you send to your contractors. The payment processor they collect those amounts and they send out a different form to the people who collected that amount of money. So we can't put those amounts on the 1099 NEC because they're going to go on this other form. And if we put them on that one, they're going to be duplicated and nobody wants to have to report double their income to the IRS. So we're very careful to make sure that we are not reporting any amounts paid via debit or credit card. What that means is if you don't want to have to send a 1099 to somebody and they give you the option, pay them electronically. Pay them with your debit card, your company debit card, your company credit card. Don't write them a check. Checks absolutely have to go on a 1099 NEC. And so we have to include those amounts. Now, I know some contractors are not set up to take a lot electronic payments. And so, I mean, if you have to pay them by check, you just have to. There's no way around it. But make sure you get a W-9 before you do that so that in January, you've got their information and can easily send them a 1099 by the deadline. So that is it for this week. That's all I've got. I'm kind of busy trying to get the rest of my 1099s out and those of my clients. So, like I said, one quick tip, send 1090, pay your contractors by debit card or credit card. Those amounts don't go on a 1099, and that might save you some work next January. All right. Remember, no one is born knowing how to do this, and it is not taught in school. If you're feeling lost and overwhelmed, and no one would blame you if you are, because with W-9s and 1099s and all the exceptions and the rules, it's very confusing. If you're feeling lost and overwhelmed, you are not alone. That's why I'm here to help you. Go to my website and sign up for my newsletter for more tips like this, and I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good day.